Hey there, happy Trending Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. My name is Kim Irwin. I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne International. And today I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Not what you're thinking. Okay, trust me on this. My sister recently was talking to me about a psychotherapist whose name is Esther Perel, Perel. And she is not only cool to listen to because of her accent, but she is one wise, sharp, knowledgeable woman. And I've only had a little bit of exposure to her recently, but she brought up a really, really good point that I know I'm not going to do it justice the way she does, obviously, but I think it's something that we all need to think about because I certainly am thinking about it. When we come into a new year, now we're still in January, so everybody can do this, all right? There's no excuse like, oh, we're too late into the year. I want to talk about her topic not being, I want to make a goal to run a marathon. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to be a vice president at my company. I want to, whatever those goals are that maybe normally at the beginning of the year you come up with. Let's take a step back and let's look at something else, a different way to view 2023. And all the years to come, okay? This is talking about structure versus spontaneity. Okay, so structure, foundation, solid versus spontaneity. Playfulness, fun, enjoyment. Okay, so I mean, there's even like an energy between those two words, if you can feel that. I can feel it just when I was saying it. But I want you to think about that. So if you can get a pen and paper or on your computer or on your phone or whatever, I want you to go deep. And I want you to think about 2022. And I want you to think about those two words, structure versus spontaneity. Do you feel like, as an example, I am so organized. I have my closets organized. I have my desk organized. My life is organized. My calendar is absolutely in place. My bills are all structured. They're in there to be paid for automatic payments. And, my husband or spouse is doing exactly what they're supposed to. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Everything is running on course. And then you think to yourself, but God, I really miss going out and just having fun. Like we haven't gone out and just taken a drive or explored our town or gone to a festival or sat around and eaten popcorn and drank milkshakes on Sunday night watching TV. So maybe that's what you're reflecting on in 2022. Yeah, you were dang organized, but you were missing this. And so you feel like, well, that's okay. If I go out and I just sleep in one morning, I feel guilty. Okay, why? Why do you feel guilty? Who are you guilty to? I guess. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And what does the guilty feel like? Like, are you hurting somebody doing that? Are you, breaking the binds and the tethers and knots that you have wound your life into? And I'm leaning one way right now, talking about people that are extremely structured and they feel comfortable in that, but they're also confined. Did you feel confined because you didn't have the balance of spontaneity? Or on the other hand, did you just flip through 2022 and say, oh my gosh, I'm working from home now and I can do whatever I want. I'm sleeping in. I'll do that if I want to. If it doesn't get done, nobody's going to die. I feel like going for a bike ride. I'm going to go for a bike ride, even though you had other things that needed to be done. It wasn't just complete spontaneity. You had no real structure and no foundation, no, base that you were working from. And then you were like, here's an example that she uses, dating. Were you going out on all the sites and you were dating with these people and, you didn't know quite what was going to happen. You're going out partying, you're going to the bars, you're, whatever that looks like. And then deep inside last year, you were thinking, I just really wish I had somebody I could plan something with. I knew that person was going to show up for me. I knew that Tuesday night we were going to go and see movies together. So there's that structure versus spontaneity. Why don't you take a look at that? Why don't we take a look at that last year and start trying to create a balance for this year? It isn't always the destination. There's not always satisfaction in reaching that destination. That's control, controlling things to get there. How about enjoying the journey? How about taking smaller bite-sized steps? And yeah, maybe you're a very structured person. Keep those closets really organized. That's great. But work into your calendar some fun. You're allowed to have that. We're here on this earth once and enjoy it. There needs to be some enjoyment, some playfulness. Think about your relationship. She talks a lot about how relationships used to just be within the home. That person grounds me, or there's so much fun. I get to go and do things. That's actually migrated to our careers now, to the world of business, where it's all touchy-feely, it's all culture, and people don't really look at skill sets anymore. They look at, are they fun? Do they fit into our group? Maybe that's going to an extreme. Again, there needs to be that balance, whether it's in business and career or whether it's in your personal life. So why don't we take a step back, take some of the pressure off of us for losing 20 pounds or running that marathon or, that bike race or whatever it is, and deciding, do I have too much structure in my life? Would I like a little bit more spontaneity and fun and playfulness? Plan that in there, okay? Am I too willy-nilly? Nobody can depend on me. I don't show up. I show up when I want to, that kind of thing. Do I need to have a little bit more structure where I am accountable? I am responsible? There's that balance. So maybe this year, the resolutions for those goals that may or may not be achieved and that feeling of responsibility and then maybe disappointment or discouragement, maybe that can go out the window. And we start actually looking at it from a different perspective. We always talk about work-life balance. Well, work-life balance, sometimes that work and life is all in the same place now. And we're struggling, some of us, to figure out how to step away from the computer and go for a walk when we need to. Because there's that mental health aspect to it, right? So let's kind of step back. If you're with me on this, take a trip. How can it hurt? It's an adventure. Take a look at your life in 2022. Think about how you might want to change that, how you can bring that more in balance. And I'll tell you what, if you're already balanced, woo! Praise to you, baby. But I would be willing to bet that most of us aren't. And there's something that we really want from life this year that we were maybe out of balance in last year. So anyway, just a little food for thought. Think about those New Year's resolutions and maybe take a little different perspective on it. The gal's name again is Esther Perel. And you can find her on YouTube. She's excellent. She talks about so many different topics, and you can certainly listen to her podcast. She blogs and everything, and you can get much more in-depth information on this. But I just wanted to put that out there for a little food for thought. So I hope you have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your week, and I will talk to you next week.